Hello everyone, welcome back. In previous lecture, I was explaining about the classification of milling machine. In this chapter, milling machine, I explain about the column and knee type milling machine. In was the hand, plane, horizontal, vertical, universal, omniversal. Up to this, I explained in the previous lecture. Now, in today's lecture, we will start off with the parts of column and knee type milling machine, in which I explain about the base. Now we will move on to the another part, that is the column. Here in the figure you can see this is the column. They discuss about the base. Now the column over here is a very important part of milling machine and produced under careful attention, because on column many parts and controls are fitted. Vertical parallel guideway are provided on the front face of the column, in which the knee slides up and down. Also on the top of the column, overarm is supported. Then the third one is the knees. The knees is a rigid casting that is capable of sliding up and down along the guideways provided on the front face of the column. With the movement of knee, the table height or distance between the cutter and workpiece can be adjusted. By operating screw jack with help of hand wheel or power feed, the height can be adjusted. For cross movement of the saddle and table, horizontal guideway are provided on the top surface of the knee. Two bolts are usually provided on the front face of the knee for securing the braces. Okay, this is about the knee, you can see in the figure. Okay, then the next part is the table. Table acts as a support for the workpiece. That is very simple, table is generally made of cast iron with its top surface accurately machined to accommodate clamping bolts for fixing the workpiece. Top surface of table carries longitudinal T-slot. T-slot are provided so that the workpiece can be fixed or the clamping bolt can be fixed. Also, the cutting fluid after it is used drain back to the reservoir through these slots, and these for this purpose pipe is fitted in this table. So the cutting fluid goes back to the it. Then longitudinal feed is provided to the table by using a hand wheel fitted on the one side of the feed screw. A vertical feed is provided by rising or lowering the knee, and the cross feed is provided by moving the saddle. If we move the saddle, we can give the cross feed. And for vertical, we have to rise the knee, and for longitudinal, it is provided by hand wheel fitted on the one side of the feed screw. Also, in case of universal milling machine, table can be swiveled. So you can remember the difference. In the universal machine, we can swivel the table. Okay. Then in horizontal plane around the center of its base. Then another part is the saddle. Here you can see one thing, you can notice that the in vertical milling machine there were two types. One was the fixed type and the second one was the swiveling head. Here you can see the swiveling head. Head will be swiveled in the vertical milling machine. While for universal milling machine, the base table will be swiveled. Okay, so remember the difference. While in omniversal milling machine, the difference was that it is provided with two spindles. Okay, it is modified form of plain milling, and one is horizontal and other is carried by the universal swiveling head. One is universal swiveling head, same as universal mill, and another one is horizontal. Now we reached about the table. Then the next part is the saddle. You can see in the figure, this one is the saddle over which the table is mounted, and with saddle we can give the longitudinal movement as well as the cross movement. Okay, the Saddle is the intermediate part between table and knee, as you have seen in the figure, which act as a support for the table. To provide the cross feed to the table, the saddle can be adjusted crosswise along with the guideways provided on the top of the knee. Also, the horizontal guideway are provided at the top of the saddle, along which the table can be moved in the longitudinal direction. So, two guideways are provided, one is horizontal, one is crosswise. Sixth point part is the overarm. It is here, you can see the overarm is over here, the swiveling head in the plane. You can see clearly in the horizontal milling machine, this one is the overarm. Now the overarm, it is a heavy support provided on the top of the milling machine in plain universal milling machines. Okay, to support the projection projecting arbor, it can slide horizontally and backward, forward, and adjusted at the required position. Seventh part is the arbor. Arbor is used for horizontal milling cutters during operations. It is common method of mounting the cutters, although they are mounted on the machine spindle directly too. The arbor are mainly of the two types. One is the standard arbor and second one is the stub arbor. The arbor is basically used for holding the milling cutter, which is very important part. Remember this, that the one where the cutter is mounted on the arbor, and it is commonly method of mounting the cutter, although they are mounted on the machine spindle directly to. The arbor are mainly of two type. One is the standard arbor and second one is the stub arbor. The first one is the standard arbor. Here you can see the milling arbor. The standard arbor is provided with a set of spacing collar which help in adjusting the cutter position. Cutter position can be adjusted and a set of spacing collar are provided. Here the slots are provided on the flange of the arbor to engage the driving dog of the spindle with the slot or to engage the driving dog, and here the flange, the cutter, the it is provided with the key over here, spacing collar, nut, bearing, and the second one is another type of milling arbor. The stub arbor are used to hold face and side of milling cutter, which do not need a large overhang. Here you can see the cutter is mounted in the standard arbor at the center, while in the stub arbor here at the face over here the clamping screw at the end portion, it is mounted the cutter. You can see the difference between stub. Here it is the standard and here it is the stub, on which the face side the milling cutter is mounted and do not need a large overhang, which means this length is not too much. This is about the milling arbor. Now the after the milling arbor, the next we will see about the milling cutters. So we will start off with the classification. First, let us see the milling cutters may have straight teeth parallel to axis of rotation axis or in helical shape. As you have know, the gear are of two shapes, spur type and helical type. Similarly, the milling cutter may have the straight teeth which are parallel to rotation axis or in helical shape. The angle of helix may be right-handed or left-handed, which will be decide the direction of rotation of cutter for cutting operation. A milling cutter may be made of single piece of steel to having cutting teeth inserted in solid body. A milling cutter may be made of single piece of steel to having cutting teeth inserted in solid body. The cutting teeth are inserted separately and the oval part of the milling cutter is made of a single piece of steel. According to the shape of teeth, milling teeth are broadly classified as the first one is the plain milling cutters, then side milling cutters, metal slitting cutter, end milling, T-slot milling cutter, then Woodruff fly cutter, angle milling cutter, formed milling cutters, and the subtype. If we start off with the plain milling cutter, in plain milling cutter there are, based on the type of use, we have light duty cutter and heavy duty cutter. And another, these are the straight parallel teeth cutters, while the helical cutter are the separate in which the left or right helix can be used. A second type is the side milling cutter. There is plain cutter, staggered teeth, then half cutter, interlocking cutter. Then you can search specific images of these cutters so you can know what is the difference between these cutters. Third one is the metal slitting cutter. I can put a video or anything about it, but due to copyright, I am not pasting over here any video. So you can search about the different types of cutters. So let me just briefly tell you about the third type is the metal slitting, in which the plain cutter, staggered teeth cutter, then एंड मिलिंग में तीन दो टाइप है, एक है टेपर शेंक कटर, स्ट्रेट शेंक और शेल कटर. फिफ्थ वन इज द टी स्लॉट मिलिंग कटर, सिक्स वन इज द वुडरूफ की स्लॉट मिलिंग कटर, seventh one is the fly cutter, eighth one is the angle milling cutter in which the single angle cutter and double angle are used. Ninth one is the formed milling cutter in which they have specific form, convex and concave. Okay, so concave will be of a curved and convex will be of a bump type of shape, and the concave will be of a cave type of shape. And the corner rounding milling cutters, then concave milling cutter, then gear cutters and thread milling cutters. So these are the types of the cutters. These the formed milling cutter are specifically designed for producing specific type of component. Like gear cutter are used only for gear manufacturing. Thread milling cutter are used only for the thread cutting. Then next one is the plain milling cutter. We will see how it look. Plain milling cutter, plain milling cutter are cylindrical in shape and have cutting teeth on their periphery. The cutting teeth may be straight or helical. Their end faces are either ground square with axis or slightly concave to reduce the friction. Their end faces are ground square with the axis or slightly concave. Concave type of shape is used to reduce the friction. Hence, by side faces, no cutting action is provided. The side end faces are concave, so end faces do not participate in the cutting action. These cutters are used for milling flat faces parallel to the rotation axis, and these cutters are available in diameter from 16 to 160 mm and width ranging from 20 to 160 mm. So this one is the plain milling cutter. The different types of plain milling cutter are light duty milling cutter. The the cutter available up to 20 mm wide and carry straight teeth. They are 20 mm wide and having the straight teeth. These cutters are used for keyway and slot cutting, specifically designed for cutting keyway and slot. Second one is the heavy duty plain milling cutters. These cutters are wider and used for heavy duty work. They are wider and heavy duty work. These cutters have few teeth on periphery and this increases the chip space, permitting them to take deeper cut. The cutter have very few teeth on the periphery and this increases the chip space, permitting them to take deeper cut. Then the helical plane milling cutters. These type of cutters have the coarse pitch and the helix angle of these teeth ranging from 45 to 60 degree. This cutter have the coarse pitch and the helix angle is from 45 to 60 degree. These cutters are useful in profile milling work because of smooth cutting action and are adapted for taking light cut on soft steel or brass. The helical type of plane milling cutters, they are used for the smooth cutting action and are adapted for taking light cuts on the soft steel or brass material. So up to this we will keep today's lecture. Thank you very much for listening me carefully. Have a nice day.